What is up, everybody? It is Wick here. I got a bunch of sales to show you today. This is all stuff you can look for out in the wild. Got some really good ones. A lot of this stuff has sold fast. You've probably not even seen it in one of my haul videos where I found it because I haven't got those videos edited yet. But I've been getting a lot of stuff listed and the sales have been rolling in. If you like these types of videos, make sure to hit the like button for me. Subscribe, you know what to do. But let's jump into it. Here is a Cabbage Patch soft sculpture doll from the 90s. Found this at Goodwill for $3.99 and I sold it for $138 plus shipping. This is one of the more valuable types of Cabbage Patch dolls, the ones with the long legs, I guess, and the soft bodies. I guess that's why they're called soft sculptures. This sold in about a month, so pretty good turnaround. $4 and $138 for a weird doll. That's why I love reselling. Here's a Logo 7 splash hat, Ohio State. This came from a garage sale, got about $5 into it. It's been listed for about a year. I priced it quite high to start because they're pretty rare. The selling price after lowering it ended up being $105. So an incredible flip on this. This is a Logo 7. Made some good money. Here is a Marks train set vintage. Got this at a rummage sale for $25. I ended up selling it as is for parts of repair because I didn't have really any way to test it. Transformer's in pretty bad shape, but most of it's in pretty good physical condition anyway. So I sold it for $130 plus shipping. So made some great profit on it and it sold in less than a week. Here is a really good flip. Got these Ouijan shoes at a thrift store for 50 cents. Normally shoes there are $1, but they had a half off day. They just set them out. I picked them up and grabbed them. 50 cents, sold them for $80 plus shipping, and it took about 2 months to sell. Great pair of shoes to flip, great price. Here's a nice flip. Got this TI 84 Plus Silver Edition calculator at Goodwill for $5. Unfortunately, it did have a little black spot on the screen, which isn't that big of a deal. It will still sell. It doesn't affect it really. Just kind of annoying. I was going to price it $40, but because of that, I priced it $35, free shipping, and it sold in about 3 hours. So made some fast profit, usually how it goes with these calculators. Here's a nice flip. I sold this ER The Complete Series DVD set. Got this for $10 at a garage sale. Ended up taking an offer on it for $62.89 plus shipping for a total of $81.42. Would have sold this probably for about $20 more. Some of the DVD cases were missing sleeves and were cracked, but it only took about a month to sell, so made some great profit. Here's something I really enjoyed finding and flipping. This is a vintage Kent classic lawn darts set. Now these have the nylon tips. You're not allowed to sell the ones with the metal tips, and it's possible you're not allowed to sell the ones with nylon, but I didn't see anywhere where they weren't allowed to be sold, the plastic ones, so I went ahead and listed mine. I saw a bunch of others listed and sold comps. Now I don't know why these things sell for as much as they do, but when I researched this, I saw where just this Kent box sold for $50, just an empty box. Some of the Franklin brand ones will sell a set like this for $250. I saw this set here sell for, I think, $175. Now, mine had some small cracks in the blue darts. Otherwise, they're in pretty good condition. There's also a piece missing where you connect one of the rings. So I didn't know how much I was going to get for them. I went ahead and listed them kind of high, $130 plus shipping. And they sold in less than a week, even with the damage, even with the one missing piece. So these things are, you know, a true bolo in the firm definition that I talk about on the channel. I got these at Goodwill for $5. They just come out on a cart. You find a set in good condition, you might get over $200 for them. So just a great thing to keep an eye out for. $130 plus shipping. Here's one of these Chasma witches. I got 3 of these at Goodwill last year. Sold the other 2. One of them I sold for around $75. The other, it seems like 40 or 50. This one was smaller and I sold it for $30 plus shipping. Have $12 into it. Happy to see it go. Made some good profit on these. Here's a nice flip. I sold this holiday living inflatable penguins with mailbox Christmas inflatable. Got this at Goodwill for $5. It's a bit of a rare one, and I sold it for $130 plus shipping. Took about 4 months to sell. Some of these inflatables do very well. So I got some Barbie stuff at a garage sale. I paid $10 for all of it. I don't know a whole lot about Barbie doll stuff. I know a very few of them are worth picking up, but when they're vintage like this, they got a lot of the clothing with it. $10. There's also a box of furniture that came with it that I should make at least another $10 on, but I decided to do an auction on it. I've done auctions like this in the past when I pick up Barbies for cheap. and they've been surprisingly good. This one was pretty good. Ended up being $26 plus shipping. At least maybe it's good because I don't know the value of these because I'm not doing a bunch of research and listing them individually. Just got too much to do. But I did make some good profit on it. I still got the furniture to sell. And this is going to Poland. So pretty interesting. I remember one of the lots I got, I paid like $10 for it and ended up selling for like $120. So just depends on the dolls. And I guess these just weren't as good. But I knew I could at least get my money back. I don't think I've ever lost money buying just random Barbie dolls cheap and doing auctions like this. Sold the set of these Disney Fun to Read Along library books. This is the second set I've sold this month. Got these at a garage sale for $5 and sold them for $35 plus shipping, and it took about a week and a half to sell. Sold the last of these Home Depot refrigerator filters. Got these for about $7 a piece. Was selling them for $45 plus shipping. I believe I sold around 10 of them. Here's a National pressure cooker. This is from the 1920s. Picked up a couple of these at a rummage sale for $10 a piece. I've now sold both of them. Sold this one for $80 plus shipping. It took about a month to sell. Good profit in a lot of these vintage cookware items for sure. Here's a nice flip. I sold these Brooks shoes. Got these at a garage sale for only $6 in really good condition. Took an offer on them, sold them for $55 plus shipping, and they sold in about 2 weeks. Got these helmets with some other helmets at an estate sale. These are Centerville Elks, a high school team. They have a signature on there, which I believe is Mike Nugent, who played at this high school and then went to play at Ohio State and then the Jets, I believe. Didn't know the value of these, so I put them on eBay for a $20 auction. Didn't get any bids. Put them back on there again for $20 and got one bid. So I guess that's about what they're going to be worth. Sold them for $20 plus shipping. I'm already in the profit for all the other helmets, so this is just adding to it. Here's a Riddell mini helmet. Got this in an estate sale with 4 other helmets. I've already sold the other 4 helmets. They were not new like this one. I sold this one for $90 plus shipping. Took about 4 months to sell. I have $20 in all the helmets, so ended up making some good profit on those. Here's a pair of Echo sandals. I got these at a rummage sale, I believe, for cheap. Maybe a garage sale. I know I got a couple different pairs of Echo sandals over the past year. Anyway, I sold them for $25 plus shipping, and they took around a year to sell. Sold this model set. Got this at Goodwill for $12. It seems to be new. It is open box, but all the parts are sealed. Box has some damage. There was like 12 of these listed on eBay and only one sales comp for around $80. The others were priced like $100 or over $100. So I'm thinking I don't want to sit on this very long, so I'm just going to price it $50 plus shipping. It's a large box. Shipping's a little bit higher. And it sold in about 5 minutes of me listing it, so pretty unexpected, I guess. I priced it a little too low, but just didn't have a good sell-through rate, so glad it flipped fast. Still made some great profit on it. I'll take it. This is kind of strange. I sold both of these pairs of San Antonio Shoe Company shoes. Found both of them the same day at a rummage sale. I believe I only paid $1 for them. And then I sold both of them the same day for $30 plus shipping. They've been listed for about 7 months. When I first found these, I thought they might be new because of how good of condition they were. These free times are great sellers. They're new. They're $147, so they sell great pre-owned. Here are 4 Moen grab bars. I got these either at Lowe's or Home Depot on clearance for like $5 to $7 each. Bought them to sell on Amazon, and they were on Amazon for a while, but the listing was changed. The pictures were changed to a phone case. Contacted Amazon, tried to get them changed back to what it was supposed to be, so I ended up having just to have them sent back to me. I threw them on eBay, all 4 of them in a lot. Put them on there for $45 plus shipping, and they have sold in about 3 months. Here's a nice glove flip. This Wilson A2K. Found this at Goodwill for $3, maybe $5. Not much at all. Sold it for $158 plus shipping for a total of $177.85. Took about a year to sell. I did have it priced about $180, but since it didn't sell, I started lowering the price some, and it has moved. So this R200 moving van, kind of a die-cast model kit. Got a few different ones of these at Goodwill a few years ago. Sold the others pretty quickly for more money. Even this one just, I guess, wasn't popular. Ended up selling it for $25 plus shipping. Seems like I paid like $5 or $6 for these. Happy to see it go. Picked up this canvas backpack at a Goodwill for $5. Was going to keep it because I kind of liked it, but I have so many backpacks. I saw it in the closet. I'm going to go ahead and list it. Put it on there for $30 plus shipping, and it sold in about 4 days. Here's the Lego set I picked up at a garage sale for $20. Sold it for $55 plus shipping. Took about a month, maybe a month and a half to sell. Here's a new with tags Real Tree purse. Found this at Goodwill for $5.99. Sold it for $35 plus shipping. Took a couple months to sell. Here's a Waterpik shower head. I got this at Goodwill for $5. Sold it for $50 plus shipping, and it took about a month, maybe a month and a half to sell. Here's a new with tags Stetson hat. Some sort of summer sun insect hat type deal going on here. New with tags, so I picked it up at Goodwill. I think I paid $3.99 for it. I sold it for $30 plus shipping. It only took about 3 weeks to sell. Here are some New Balance shoes. Picked these up at a garage sale, I believe. I picked up a few different sizes of this same shoe, but I'm sure I paid $5 or less for them, and I sold them for $30 plus shipping. Looks like they took about 5 months to sell. Here's a pair of these cafe lights. Got 3 boxes of these, I believe, on clearance at Walmart or Home Depot, Lowe's, somewhere. Got these years ago. Had them in storage because I was considering using them. I never did, so I just decided to keep one of the boxes and sell the other 3. So sold a box for $30 plus shipping. I think I paid around $7 for them if I remember correctly. And it took only a couple of weeks to sell the first one. Got a couple of these Cobalt pressure washers or power cleaning kits at Lowe's for around $35-$40 if I remember correctly. Already sold the other one, and I said I was probably going to pull this one just so I could have it to use. Well, I forgot, and it's sold, so that's that. I have a really nice pressure washer, so I don't know why I would need to keep this anyway. It just seems easier to use than a gas pressure washer. Anyway, sold it for $85 plus shipping. I figured they'd sell fast as soon as spring hit, so they've been listed for about 4 or 5 months. Here's a vintage Caboodles makeup case. I don't even remember where I got this. I think a garage sale for $1 or $2. I've sold one before for around $40 or $50. This one I priced $25 plus shipping, and it took over a year to sell. I'm probably not going to really buy anymore unless I do find them cheap. They started making them again. There's a bunch of newer ones out there, so people are buying the older ones as well. So not something that I'm going to pick up probably again unless I get it very, very cheap and it's a good one. But it's sold and I made some money. Here's a game that I picked up at Goodwill. It is an out-of-print game. Paid $3 for it, and I sold it for $40 plus shipping. Took about 4 months to sell. Here is a cool flip. I got this 8-track player along with another one at a rummage sale. Ended up paying $2.50 a piece for them. Amazingly, both of them worked. I was almost sure I was going to be selling these for parts. Only reason I bought them is because they were so cheap. I knew I could make money on parts, but with both of them working, I sold this first one for $115 plus shipping, and it sold in about a week, so not bad. Here's a Franklin Webster's Dictionary, electronic one. Now, I found one of these open at Goodwill. Bought it for $5 and was looking on eBay at the comps. And a lot of these new were selling for a lot, but there was one listed for, I believe it was only $25. So I ended up buying the new one and relisting it for $140, and it has sold. Took about 6 months to sell, but made some good profit. Here's a nice flip, this Case Logic CD binder. This sold really fast for $28 plus shipping. Sold in about 2 hours. Some of this Case Logic stuff is going up in value and worth picking up to sell. Here is a solar pool heating device you hook to your hose. Got this at Goodwill for $3. Sold it for $25 plus shipping. Got this last winter when the pools were pretty much closed, so took about 7 months to sell, I believe. Here's a Mario and Luigi Wii controller. Got these at a flea market for $10 a piece. Unfortunately, they're missing a battery pack cover. There's a off-brand one on there. Still was able to sell them for $60 plus shipping, and they sold in about a week. These are an amazing flip. These are doors from a G.I. Joe toy that I paid $3 for. It was in very bad condition, but still had a few decent parts. The springs are what make them very valuable. The original springs always get lost or damaged. But I sold these for $50, so that pays for the $3 toy. Still got a couple other parts to sell as well. Very awesome, a flip indeed. Here is a pair of Brooks shoes. Got these at a rummage sale, I believe, for $1 to maybe $3. Really good condition. They are missing the insoles though, so I priced them only at $15. Didn't want them to sit forever, and they sold in about 3 months. Picked up these starting lineups and these playmakers by Todd McFarlane. McFarlane. Got these figures for $5 at a garage sale, and I mostly bought them because I wanted this basket because I have a spot that would fit perfectly in. I've been looking for one that size, and I can make some money. I sold the figures for $25 plus shipping, and they sold very quickly. Probably underpriced them a little bit. Some of these sell for like $10, $12, $15 by themselves. All these are kind of beat up. Got some discoloration, some of the paint coming off. So I thought 25 was good. Here are some Lego Minecraft sets. Got a bunch of Legos at a garage sale. Some of the sets were worth around $100, which I'm selling separate. Decided to lot these together. I paid anywhere between $2 to $5 for each set in here. So got around $20 into them, and I sold them for $75 plus shipping. It took about 2 weeks to sell. I sold them as is, missing parts because I don't know if all the parts are there or not. Took pictures of all the pieces so they knew how many pieces they were getting. Kind of how I handle Lego rather than trying to count every set and figure it out. Here's a pair of Dickies jeans. Got these at a thrift store for $1, new with tags. Sold them for $20 plus shipping, and they took about 4 months to sell. Here's a pair of Timberland boots. Got these at a garage sale. I paid $10 for them in really good condition. Ended up selling these on an offer for $54 plus shipping, and they only took about a week and a half to sell. Sold this Bible commentary set. Got this at a rummage sell for $5. Ended up taking an offer on it, sold it for $45 plus shipping, and it sold in about a month. Have to mention, anytime I sell commentaries, I found a set in a free box at a garage sale I sold for $300, so certainly worth keeping an eye out for. Here's a remote that came off a Sony unit. Did not work right, so I sold it for parts, and I also sold the remote for $16. Took around 5 months to sell. Here are 3 cross-stitching sets. These sold all within like an hour or two of me listing them. Marked them about $5 cheaper than what was listed, so I guess that's why, because I don't think I super underpriced them or anything, but happy to see them sell. Paid a couple bucks for these at Goodwill. I think I paid $2 for this one at a garage sale, so don't have much into them. Sold one for $32 and $25 and $30, so made some good profit on all these in the end. Here's a Dual Masters Bull Shack Dragon. Got this at a garage sale for $25. Was able to sell it for $70 plus shipping, and it took about a month to sell. Found 3 of these Read With Me DVD sets at a Goodwill for around $7. Have sold the first one for $35 plus shipping, and it took about 2.5 months to sell. Sold this Ghost X baseball bat. Got this at a garage sale for $3. Sold it for $30 plus shipping. It took about 3 months to sell. I get a lot of questions on how I ship baseball bats. I use these long boxes. At the time of this video, they're about $1.62 a piece. I'll have a link in the description if anyone's interested in them, but I use the long boxes and I ship them using FedEx or UPS. Usually FedEx at this point is cheaper for longer boxes. Don't use USPS because they charge a lot of extra money for longer boxes. Most of the time FedEx is like $8 to $12. USPS, it might be upwards to $25, $30 depending on where it's going. It's a huge price increase. Here's a pair of Rocky Alpha boots. Found these at Goodwill for $10, almost new condition. Sold them for $50 plus shipping, and they sold in about 2 months. Here's a new with tags Call of Duty bag. I found this at an estate sale. It was just in a pile of other bags, so decided to pick it up. Got it for a couple bucks and sold it for $30 plus shipping. It took about 4 months to sell. Here's a lot of Stephen King books I sold. Got these at various places. They were listed for a while. These are kind of the Stephen King scraps, I guess. What I usually do is I lot the better ones and more desirable ones together, or I just sell them by themselves, you know, if they're worth a lot. And then I just throw kind of what's left and sell it at a lower price. That's what this is. That's why it took over a year to sell. I sold them for $36. It looks like I took a offer at 10% off when I sent offers out. So $36 plus shipping. Happy to see them go. Got probably like anywhere from a quarter to $1 or $2 a piece into them. Here are a pair of Dr. Comfort shoes. Got these at a rummage sale for $3. Priced them $30 plus shipping, and they sold in about a week, very fast. Might have been able to squeeze an extra $10 out of them, but they would have sat longer, I believe, so just priced them lower whatever to get them moving. Happy to take the profit. Here's a great flip. I got these Timberland Pro boots at a garage sale. I only paid 50 cents for these. I sold them for $40 plus shipping, and they sold in less than a week. So great flip when you can buy boots like this for 50 cents. I actually got a bunch of boots at that sale. I paid anywhere from 50 cents to $10, and every pair was worth $60 to $70. So I probably could have sold these for $60, but since I paid so little for them, again, to beat the competition with Footwear, I priced them lower just to move them. So made some great profit on the boots. Here's a pair of Nike shoes. Nothing really special. Got these, I believe, at a garage sale for like $5. But I sold them for $20 plus shipping. They took a couple weeks to sell. Nike shoes like this, I always price lower just because they take forever to sell. There's so many other people trying to sell them. They were very clean, so they didn't take any time to list. So definitely worth the purchase and time it takes to sell them. Here's an Adidas hat that I sold. Got this at Goodwill. I got two of them at Goodwill for $4. This is the second one I sold. Sold it for $20 plus shipping. Took about 3 months to sell. Here's a nice flip. I got the Saucony shoes that I picked up for, I think it was $7 at Goodwill, and I sold them for $60 plus shipping, and they sold in about a week, so a very good shoe flip. Here are some window pieces from the vintage Fisher-Price Loving Family playset that I got, parting it out. I've already made decent amount of money on the parts. Here's some more. Sold these window pieces for $14. All profit at this point. They took about a month and a half to sell. So here are some Maxell micro cassettes. Sold these for $25. There's some I have left over. Got an open pack. Some of the cases are cracked on them. So something like this I would normally put in a box if they were in good condition, but since the cases already have some cracks, I'm probably just going to ship them in a bubble mailer. Here are some Wizard of Oz figures. Got these at a garage sale for $5. A couple of them are more decent than a few of them are just kind of basic items or basic brands. Also, the Cowardly Lion has some damage. It was re-glued. Didn't notice when I bought it. Still, I sold them for $25 plus shipping. Looks like they're going to Japan or somewhere. So for $5, sell them for $25 is pretty good. It also only took about a week to sell them. There it is, everybody. That's what I have to show you today. Hopefully you learned something, some really good stuff there that you can keep an eye out for out in the wild. On your way out, I'm going to ask you again, hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subscribed. I really would appreciate it. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Till next time.